Hello? Anybody? Is it even public? I don't know. Hold on a second. I messed up. I hit the wrong button. I went Insta Live instead of like my usual way. Hold on. I went live like instantly instead of the way I usually do, and so I didn't like hit all my buttons properly. Hello, Kazim. How are you doing? All right, there we go. Sorry, I just didn't mean to ignore when I got going here. I usually put like a little schedule for like few minutes out and then I join in, but I messed up and instantly hit live this time. I don't know how that works. If it like it's kind of I haven't I don't know if it messes up everything that I usually do, like on my playlists and shit like that as well. I know, poor presenting skills. What am I doing? But I wanted to get it done quickly anyway to get live here. So yeah, the lineup is out and it's good. You know, it's really funny. We were just talking in this morning's video about this and saying, "Hey guys, what if we did a, you know, what if we did an Ugarte Casemiro midfield? Push Bruno up." Wasn't I just saying that? Wasn't I just saying that? Maybe I am condescending. Is that condescending? I don't think that's condescending. I don't think that's condescending. I just like making predictions and sometimes it turn out right. But I feel like I'm starting to get a feel for Amorim, and I'm starting to get a feel for what he wants in the team, how he's rating players, and it's starting to make it just a little bit more predictable in the lineup. But I think we got the back three we voted for. Prophetic, not condescending. Yeah, there you go. We got De Ligt, Yoro, Mazraoui. That was the back three we voted for. Really, the only change is Højlund for Casemiro from the team we all expected. And I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy with it because what it means to me, this midfield here, let's look at the lineup. Let me pull it up here really quick. What this lineup means to me is, I mean, Onana, Mazraoui, De Ligt, Bruno, Xerxes, Dorgu, Yoro, Garnacho, Casemiro, Dalu Ugarte. I even said, remember, I said, wait, what if we went Xerxes and Bruno, or maybe I said Mount at that time, but I said maybe Garnacho at, not at striker, but, you know, up there, and he'll be the outlet ball. But I'm kind of getting the idea of what Amorim wants, and having, look at the bench, guys. Look at the bench. Amass, cool. Lindelof, okay, fine. Maguire, Collier, Eriksson, Kone, Mount, Højlund. We have options. We can put a striker on. We can put a 10 on. We can put a midfielder on. We can put another midfielder on. We can put another midfielder on. We can put on two center backs. We could put on a fullback. We've got options. We have options. Good players I would like to see get on the pitch. Højlund, Mount, Kone, Collier, Maguire. Amass, I'm not unhappy if any of them make it on the pitch. So it's a good time. Now, in terms of how it'll play, I want to show this, but I'm really happy with the midfield that he's trialing this. I'll flip these guys. We have the better Brun. We have the better Brun. I'll flip this in 1 second here. I'm very, very happy with how this is going to play out. I really want to see Dorgu with hopefully Garnacho on the right. That would be ideal so that he can be continuing to play off of Bruno on this side. I really like the midfield. I like it because, in specific, it solves both problems, right? when wrong guy. Solves both problems. Delict. Maz Onana. This is a good team. This is a good team. It solves both problems. That's the way I see it. Running this midfield. Casemiro, you want that progression from him? That's fine. That's fine from your second midfielder. You unleash him. Let him run free. Let him get into attack. Let him get forward. Let him, dive into tackles. Let him be that all-action player Casemiro can be, because you've got coverage behind him. It's different to putting him in the what do you call it? The deeper role where he can't, he's constantly losing the ball. Now, he still has to progress it well. He still has to deal with the press well. We saw, I think, what was at Everton, that first half was kind of disastrous. We did a similar setup to this, I think, and it was pretty disastrous. But it was just constantly turning the ball over, really, really poor passing and things. But I like the gist of it, and I think that it's the right thing for like Lyon, where we will have a lot of the ball, or rather, we're not prone to these huge like transitions. We can deal with it. I think this is good. We're gonna get to see Dorgu get forward a lot. I think we'll get a lot of attacking threat in here, and then I think we'll see, more of Ruben's, 6 attackers that he likes to get, with Casemiro ranging into these different zones and all of that. The biggest thing that we will need to see, and why, the thought about like, oh, well, shoot, well, Xerxes at 9, I'll prefer him at 10, is I wouldn't worry about it for a game like this, because in function, in terms of function, in how we're actually going to play, how would I put it? Like, in terms of how we're actually going to play, if you look at the way that the buildup will go, it can be at times positionless in the front three. Xerxes will drop in. Garnacho will be making those outlet runs to either side, to find the ball in behind. And yeah, but at the same time, I also expect we're going to have a lot of the ball, right? So that's the other aspect, is if we have a lot of the ball, then we shouldn't have so much of a problem getting it up into the final third. Then the biggest thing that I want to see is these guys getting in the box. And the one thing I'll also say about Casemiro is, against loaded boxes, he has a really good knack at making a run for a cross, for a headed ball, for a set piece. Casemiro, that's one of the things he's really good at. And it's like, I think Casemiro has a place further forward. When you take him out of the risky zones, then I think Casemiro has a good place. So I'm excited about this lineup. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. I'm excited about this. I think it's close to as good as we can get, with the team that we have available. And I would not be surprised if this is our Europe lineup at all. Like this, I would not at all be surprised if this is what we play in Europe, especially if it goes decently well. Because it's got a lot of what we need. I could definitely see it depending on the matchup. I think it'll give us some defensive solidity and all of that too. How do you guys feel about it? Let me see. How do you feel about the lineup? Want to see Bruno crash the box more? Yes, I agree too. But I definitely want to see him getting forward. I think that, I'm not going to lie to you guys. My personal opinion, and we will see. My personal opinion is that, obviously, it's all relative, guys. Like, it's all relative to the team that's available, whether you like it or love it. Obviously, we all want more players in the squad, but I'm just saying, like, it's relative to availability. Well, how do you feel? Not like compared to where you want to be as Manchester United Football Club, winning titles. Like, come here. Say hi. Hi. Say hi. Okay. Where do you want to be as United Football Club? It's more compared to what we've got on the right now available. That's the biggest question, and I'm pretty happy with it in that kind of context. Otherwise, I would say, what else would I say? Yeah. All right. So it's between love it and okay. So that's good. I mean, that's good. Very few people hate it. So we're in the good range of mid of like above average. Between love it and it's okay. Um, in terms of subs, what would you do? What do I look for? I look for, obviously taking one of these. Potentially, you could do a few things. Let's say you want to go more attacking. You take Højlund and you stick him in for Casemiro. You shift Bruno deep. We've seen him do that in games as well. Get another forward on. You start, let's say you're trying to break down the loaded box and you're getting a lot of possession up there. You can throw Mount on. If you're winning easily, it'd be nice to be able to throw Kone on. I got distracted by my dog. I was about to say my personal opinion. My personal opinion, I don't know. My personal opinion is it's as good as we can kind of get. Yeah, you could, if you don't want to go more attacking, you can play. You could play Casemiro. Sorry, Kone for Casemiro if you want to go like for like in that area. But I was petting my dog. Did you see the dog? I'm sure the dog was in the camera frame. But yeah, I mean, I imagine we end the game something like this. Probably Maguire. Probably Maguire will come on at some point for Euro. And we could get Amass over here as well. I imagine we'll end something like this. This would be my second half substitutions, but it depends on the game state, obviously. If we're dominating, we might get some kids on. But I think we'll play something like this in the end state. And if you look at it, you make 1, 2, 3 subs, you still have a good team. So I like it. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with the lineup. I'm optimistic. Can you believe it? I'm never optimistic. No, I'm generally a little bit over optimistic, but I am optimistic. I'm very, very optimistic about how this is gonna go, and how we're gonna look today. I think we've got a good chance. So I'm gonna end it there. I just wanted to do a little brief yap, unless anybody has anything else they want to yap about. I did see, by the way, there's the link for the watch along. Come join me in 30 minutes. I'll get started a few minutes early so we can look at the tactics board and things like that. I didn't see, by the way, obviously from when we talked, another article about Liam Delap. And obviously it's kind of prescient that we're getting all this talk about strikers. We're talking about strikers, and then Højlund is on the bench. Because look, one way or another, whatever the reason is, what does it tell you? It tells you that he's not the guy yet right now. Maybe he will be, but they obviously are still looking for the guy. You don't leave your striker on the bench for these games when he's the guy, if they're not injured, and he's not injured. So, we need a striker. Again, on Delap, my biggest concern, only concern is he a player that will thrive as well in a possession side that dominates play in the final third, which we'll see if we do that today. That's my only concern. I'm sure he's a good player. I know he's a good player. I know he's a strong scorer. I know he's a good shooter. I know he's a good runner. I know he's got a lot of good traits, and he's a good Premier League striker. Is he the right guy for us? Does he bring enough to the table? Or will he be too much learning on the job and will still struggle to break down loaded boxes and will still struggle with possession play? That's the big concern that I have. But we shall see. Okay, that was it. Little brief live. Come join me over there. Unless anybody else has anything else you wanna yap about. Oh, the last another little thing. is I'm not surprised about Amass and Kone getting in, because again, one of the things that we're talking about is for the rest of the season, a big part of Amarim's job is assessing some of these youth as well. Who does he think can get into the first team next season? Who does he want a closer look at? And I think the names we mentioned this morning were Amass, Kone, and Mentato. Obviously, Cheeto's already kind of been there. Amass, Kone, Mentato, and Kone is here. And Amass is here, and Mentato will be there. I guarantee you that. Mentato will be there. What? About what? Oh, the academy recruitment. Yeah, I mean, look, I've said quite a few times that we are looking to get at least a couple more big signings coming in the door at the academy level. Yes, yes, yeah. Good. Thank you for that. Let me go. Let me yeah, we're looking to get at least a couple more big academy players. And I know we've been talking about this recently, and I kind of I think there's some hints in Scoop's tweet there for what it's worth. But yeah, United want to get a couple really top academy players in. They want to get some of the best players in the country in. So, and they're working on it. So let's see what happens, okay? But yeah, it's a big focus is to get a few more of the of Cheeto heaven type of signings in the door this summer. So we will. And now feel free to speculate away on that. But let me read it out to you. Maybe it'll open some doors on your thoughts. It's Max. Well, look, let me read what he said, okay? Because I've been I've been kind of hinting at shit like this for for like weeks now, as you know. What he says is, Academy Scoop. Exclusive. Manchester United's Academy Recruitment Department are gearing up for an ambitious summer transfer window as they look to bring in some of the country's biggest talents to Carrington. Preliminary work has begun for a number of highly rated players. United hoping to be competitive force in the market, comparable to that with Manchester City and Chelsea in recent years. Last summer's deal to sign Cheeto Obi represents the standard of player the club are aiming to recruit. Academy signings don't go towards PSR. Correct. You are correct about that. Yep. Now, you might sit there and think to yourself, who are the best standout talents in England at the academy level right now? And there's a couple. Not just Dowman. There's a couple that are known. So keep ears and eyes open, and hopefully we can get this done. Get a couple things done. Okay? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But United are ready. They're ready to do some shit. That's for sure. It's Scoop spot on with that and a good update. We're ready. We're ready to get some stuff. Look, I've said before, there's a bit of a doubt on our academy that at the high age groups we really have that high a level of talent as compared to what some people have been suspecting. But or that people have been saying like, oh, we've got all these blah 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 players and all of that. But they've felt there's some pretty big gaps in the team at certain levels of like where we can get people. McAdam, if I'm pronouncing that right, that might be an interesting suggestion, wouldn't it? So I guess we'll see, huh? All right, guys, I'm gonna end it there. I'll talk to you all later, okay? Also, come join me in the watch along. 20 minutes, I'll be live. Join me in the watch along. See you later. Link below. Link is in the chat.